Matt Stepp of Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention, here with the new head coach of the Lakeview Centennial Patriots, Coach Anthony Saincilaire. And, Coach, first off, congratulations on the new gig, and welcome to coaching school, right?
Well, definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
Coach, you come to coaching school, and after all the challenges that we had last year, how excited are you? Number one, you're a new first-year head coach, so I know you're ready to get going there. You're undefeated, by the way.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. But just how excited are you to be back here, with the coaching fraternity and meeting with the guys? And then it kind of means that football season is right around the corner, right?
Yes, it does. I mean, always excited to be around a lot of really good coaches, and especially the ones that's your friends, guys that you've been knowing for a long time. And a lot of guys that's mentored me and prepared me for the opportunity I have ahead of me right now.
And, you come to coaching school, there's no way you can see and learn everything. It's just so big. There's so much to see and so much to do. But if you can take one or two things, even little things, back to your football team to get ready for the fall, that'll help you, it's a successful weekend, right?
Oh, yeah. No, without a doubt.
All right, Coach. Now, when your background, you're a Florida guy by trade, Immokalee, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're a Florida guy. You made your way to Texas. Talk about your coaching path, where you coached before, and what really attracted you about Texas high school football.
Honestly, I never wanted to be a coach. Never just growing up, I always had some really good coaches and teachers, so I didn't think I would fit that profile. And then one day I get a call from Coach Godding it's Dr. Godding now, at SAGU, at Southwestern Simmons God University. He calls me and says, hey, you should try coaching, and I do it. And the first day I get out there, I fall in love with coaching. I was like, man, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. That's exactly what I told myself. And then, 11 years later, I'm still doing it. And then being there for 3 years, learned so much about coaching and, recruiting and so many things. And then being able to use those same tools to go to O.D. White High School in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chaparrals.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, just learned so much with Coach Zach. He just, he put me in so many situations for me to grow. And, till this day, I still use those things. So that was just a great foundation, learning how to love kids from so many what you have, and then going to Lakeview and being there the past 5 years with Coach Kendall Miller. I mean,
growing up in Florida, they play a lot of great football in Florida. Yeah. Everyone knows there's a lot of great football in Florida. Did you know about Texas high school football? Did you guys hear like Friday Night Lights, the movie, and all that kind of thing? Was that something you guys knew about?
Yeah, you hear about it a little bit, but you don't know how extreme it is till you get here. Mm-hmm. You just hear about it. Obviously the internet wasn't a big deal growing up at that time, so you don't know.
Date yourself too much, right? We're not that old, right?
No, exactly. But no, just didn't know till I got here, and really didn't know until I actually got into high school. Being at SAGU, we're on the road. We watch a little film, we get there, and then once you take that investment, being at ODY, and I was like, wow, this is a big deal. This is totally different, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Look, could you imagine as a first-year head coach having to try to navigate what we navigated last year? How much of a relief is it? You're a head coach now, and you're getting to have a more normal offseason, more normal strength and conditioning, more normal summer work as well. It's got to make things a lot easier because what the challenges last year for you guys. What were the biggest things you wanted to get out of your off-season program? What were the things you guys really worked with your kids on?
Honestly, the biggest thing for us wasn't just for our kids. We haven't changed a bunch. Obviously being there with Coach Miller for the past 5 years, we're going to keep everything pretty much the same. The thing was getting my staff together, because a lot of guys left. So having to get guys together to coach together, understand our kids. They had to learn our kids. I had to learn them as well. Mm-hmm. I think that was the biggest thing. And for our kids to get to know their coaches, I guess is the biggest thing for them.
Gotcha. Now, when you look at your 2021 ball club, always a lot of competitive football in Garland ISD. Good teams. You guys have been amongst those good teams and challenging for those district titles. And I know that's where you guys want to be. And eventually – challenging for to win playoff games and move on, and it's always tough to win in the 6A playoffs in Texas for sure. But that's where you guys aspire to be as a program. Looking at your ball club and assessing the things that you guys do well and maybe don't do as well, what's the personality of your ball club going to be in 2021? What are you guys going to hang your hat on?
Outworking everybody. That's just been our motto. Every day, every rep, we're just going to outwork everybody. And sometimes outworking people, it's not going to always look the same. It's going to be a little different. But we also have to understand just because we outwork somebody doesn't mean it's going to always work out for us as well. But that's our motto. Outwork them all. So
what what advice did Coach Miller? I know he's been a big part of your growth and development, along with Coach Chris there at Wyatt. What did Coach Miller? What did he tell you? What was the one piece of advice he gave you when you got that call that you were the guy?
The biggest thing he told me, obviously he told me he was really proud of me. But the biggest thing he told me is, man, don't rush it. Don't, whatever you have to do, whatever needs to get done in 6 weeks, don't try to do it in 6 hours. Mm-hmm. Just take your time. And that's the biggest thing, from hiring, from development. You can't rush those things. You can't do that, because what you're going to do is going to end up hurting yourself. There's no foundation.
And there's a temptation to do that, because you feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose, right? Everything's coming at you. There's so much going on. There's a temptation to do that, right?
Without a doubt, especially with the hiring season, just having to hire people, trying to get to know people and things like that. So, all you want to do is you want to go. So he's taught me, and he explains that to me all the time. Do not rush it. Take your time. You have more time than you think, so. Okay, final question for you. Now, you are undefeated as a head coach, but you also haven't won a game yet. Yeah. So now I want to ask you, what's going to be after a big win on Friday night for the Patriots? What's the post-game meal of choice? After a big win for me is just like when I first got the job here. The first big meal I had was Whataburger. So I'm going to stay with the Whataburger. There you go. What's your go-to order at Whataburger? What's your order? I get the 2 meat. The double meat, with cheese, and sometimes bacon, depending on how well we played. Okay, so if it's a big win, you might add the bacon on. We'll add the bacon for sure. There you go. Are you onion ring or fries guy? Man, that's a good question. Fries. Okay, there you go. Fries. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the job. We're looking forward to watching you guys in 2021, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes here in the state of Texas. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Coach. Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.